your screen, I like to see your beautiful faces and your beautiful smiles in the morning. I'm coming on the platform after a long time to meet you all and to see you all. And definitely not the black screen that I want to see. So hello everyone. Hi Pala, hi Shilpa, Yashmi, Sangvi, Panagga. How is everyone doing? Sujata. So our topic is, last week we had asked you guys what are the things that you feel there is a problem in life and you would like to work on. And one of that was perfectionism. So how many of you want to do everything perfect in life? Everything that you do, you want to do it perfect. You can raise your hand, or I opened up the chat. You can tell me on the chat. Ravindra, Ashwini, Himali, Manjuji, Radni, Divyashri, Geeta, everyone open up your screens. So tell me, how many? BG is saying me. How many of say I want to do it perfect? Me. I do not see that, like, people saying me. Not anymore. Firoza is saying, not me, don't like too perfect. I like to be natural. I want everything to be perfect in life. Yashmi wants everything imperfect in life. Yashmi, what does the perfect mean to you? Somebody unmute, like Yashmi, what does perfect mean to you? Chalo. Unmute Yashmi, unmute BG. What does perfect mean to you?
So perfect means I honestly, even when I'm in my room, like even if there's the slightest thing outside kept, I yet get like pissed. So I always have the thing to keep everything neat, tidy, clean. Even if there's some small piece of dust also, I get really mad. So I have this thing of getting everything perfect. Currently my life is so imperfect, having so many ups and downs in life. So now I'm like, I want everything to be perfect. So I'm like happy and joyful as before.
First of all, I should invite Yashmi here so that my everything which is imperfect in my house, she will clean it up and she will make it perfect. Is that a deal, Yashmi? Are you
Yeah,
from Bombay?
I am from Bombay.
Okay. And Biji, what about you? What does perfection mean to you?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
Perfectly, we can hear you.
That's good to hear. Okay, so for me, perfection means doing things without any flaw. That's it.
And who decides whether there is any flaw in that or it is not? Who decides that for you?
Till my knowledge, my knowledge level about that perfect. Yeah, that's it. I
So
decide.
you decide. You are the
Yeah,
self-critic. You decide what it is.
yeah.
Guys, sorry for being imperfect. I'm sweating right now because though I didn't have time, I was like, no, I have to go for my walk. And when you come for your walk, and even if you take shower from the cold water, you are still sweating, right? So I am fine being imperfect on the screen, but I believe that being there is more important than being perfect. So coming back to Yashmi and Beji, the perfectionism, as both of you said, is in your mind. What you think and how things should be, and not what others have defined the perfectionism should be. Right? So even if you are perfect, you will still hear from people that your room is probably imperfect. They may still come to your room and say, like, oh, Yashmi, like, I think, this wall is a little dirty. Don't you think you require to keep it clean? Or you require to put your clothes which are synchronized with the colors? How can you keep just a white and then a red and then a pink and a purple and all? I know people who color coordinate their cupboard and nothing can be like the hanger one has to go on hanger one and hanger five has to go in hanger five. Sitting in any place in the world, they can tell you in which drawer, where you will find anything in their house. Because they call themselves OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. They say I'm OCD with, how things should be. If I go to somebody's house, so rather than enjoying in the party, I sit there and I'm sitting and cleaning their everything. By the way, you are not the only one. I was like you few years back, wanted everything perfect. I think my interior designer must be having panic attack to have me as a client, because even the nails on my sofa I want to inspect, and I like that the polishing has to be like this. If my curtain color and if I change my carpet and if it doesn't match, by the time you get the new one, I will get migraine because they don't match. If somebody comes home, there has to be 20 items left there, and properly table has to be arranged. The items have to be new because you cannot repeat the menu. And it has to be something unique, which is not available in the market. Because otherwise, how do you show your creativity? So your bar of perfectionism, you go on setting. And then you have a headache because like you have to remember first time they came, what did I prepare? What was I wearing? Am I repeating my outfit? Am I repeating my jewelry? Am I repeating the same items? Am I repeating the same crockery? Am I repeating the same napkins? What did I get for them as a gift? Now, what should I get? Now, it has to be something different, which other people don't give. So you are left with limited items. Now, you have raised their expectations. So it does not excite them anymore if it is something very casual, right? And whose headache is that? Mine. Does that make any difference to people? Absolutely not. So perfectionism is always in our mind is rule number one. Write it down. Where is this definition of perfectionism coming from? Always in my mind. Who sets the bar for it? I set the bar for it. So is that good or bad thing? Then I'm fighting against whom? I'm fighting against my own self. I'm competing against my own self. They never told me that, Sangeeta, every time you prepare a new thing. But I want to give myself headache. And so I am competing with my own self for that all the time. Is that making a better version of me? Because I was thinking, oh, it is making a better version of me because every time that pushes me to make something better out of the box, being more creative with it. Right? But does that actually happen? No, because it's not always important to look at the things from the final outcome that we get there. But the entire process and the journey is very important. Am I enjoying what I'm doing in my life? If it is giving me headache, who is my headache? I am my headache. And then I will start playing the blame game that, but why do they have to come like a last minute notice to me? Why people have to do that? They never appreciated what I did. They should have said like, oh, your chocolate samosas were so yummy. Without realizing I'm offering it to someone who is a health freak. If today somebody will offer me that, I will very gently say, please, no, I don't want to have pride. I don't want to have. So without realizing, we decide what people should eat, how they should appreciate, and they should say, wow, Sangeeta, you're too good, boss. Every time, there is a new item. And then at some level, when they have a party, they call up and they say, can you set my menu? Oh, I do not know how to make that paneer dokla. Can you just make and send it to me? And then what happens? You start feeling taken for granted. So for Yashmi and Biji, you need to understand there is an entire package that comes along with your self-expectations of perfectionism, which may not be perfect for others. It may be a headache for them as well. So you are not only a headache for yourself, you are a headache for others also. And then people will say, oh, her lecture started again. Because obviously, if you go to somebody else's room and which is not as neat and tidy, you will say, why don't you keep your things properly? Why don't you keep it here? Why don't you clean your house? Why don't you keep your room clean? They will say, oh, you really are interested, please do it. I'll be very happy. Right? Again, one more thing which I want you to understand. For example, as per my expectation, I perfected it. Would you like to stay there? If I would say that as a healer, I'm a perfect healer. I'm a perfect psychic. I'm a perfect therapist. I'm giving all different names because that's what we teach our students. The key to be a good healer is that your psychic skills and your intellectual skills, your intuitive skills, your therapist skills, both has to go hand in hand. You cannot say that one has sharpened up and other one is not. I have to be very quick when I do a theta scan of what I am seeing. I have to be very quick, simultaneously intellectualizing it. Oh, this is what happened in his life. From where is it coming from? Then where does it go from? What limiting belief is holding on to? But why that? What is the learning of the life? What did I myself do when this was happening? What is creator doing? Why are they continuing? Why? What is the learning? What are the patterns? Simultaneously, I am seeing that because if I go on holding your hand for half an hour, or if I keep my eyes closed, you will say, Ishi, man, like you will probably go to sleep. And then intellectually, how do I put it across to my client and then ask them, like, is it what something? So do you think like whatever skills I acquired, I have perfected that and I should remain there? Will that make me grow? Yes or no? Guys, put it on the chat. Quick, quick, quick. Yes or no? And I say no. Anyone else? Shilpa is saying no. BG is saying no, which means I want to be better than what I have done all the time, right? And that is what we define as growth in life. If I would agree to a point with myself that I am perfect, probably my ego will never allow me to look at others' perspective or see it from there. Because I believe that, oh, this is the perfect. There is, and time changes. What was perfect, probably a year back, how we communicated with people, is that perfect now? If I want to send a message to someone, will I send a pigeon writing a note and say, pigeon, pigeon, you go kabuttar, ja, ja, ja. Or Jaisal is laughing. पहले तो मुझे वो कबूतर ढूंढना पड़ेगा कबूतर where are you कबूतर please come to my house take my note and make sure you go to the right house and make sure you go to the right flat and go to the right person or I will use internet or I will make a trunk call. Things change. What was perfect at some time is not perfect now. So I have to be with the present time and with the current technology. Not what I mean by the technology is actual technology. I'm saying your mental well-being also, like your emotional thing, like everything changes. People's thought process changes. And that's not a negative thing. That is a positive thing. Because by the time, if you remain there and you say, oh, this is what I did, and now the same formula doesn't work, whether it is for business, whether it is for house, whether it is for relationships. Boss, it will not work because time has changed and you have to be up to date with time. By then, that has become very old. You have to be with something new. Unless that you really want to give an identity of I'm like, I'm always connected with the heritage. But if you require to be there, like you require to be very quick with it, new ideas, new things. It might be a headache for people, but I am convinced that I have to be quick with it. I require to see, understand, perceive it, and then decide the new step. So, guys, perfectionism, instead of that, if you will just replace it, that I am doing my best and I'm open to make a better version of myself. I'm doing it to make a better version of myself, but with only one condition: I enjoy the process. Because when you enjoy the process, the one thing which you will stop doing, anyone can tell me what is that one thing which you will stop doing, which was actually harming you? That also begins with P. You are always putting somebody else as a priority than yourself. Probably Yashmi wanted to take some rest because she had a long day and she wanted to just go to sleep. Her body was demanding, Yashmi, you require her to lie down for half an hour. But then Yashmi will start cleaning up the room because she thinks, no, first my room has to be perfect. Or some guests are coming and BG knows that she has a lot of other assignments, probably with children, probably with her work, probably with something else. Probably just, she wants to go and exercise. But BG is not doing that because she believes that she has to go in the kitchen and prepare 10 items. She's prioritizing them. And when they do not say, BG, you are too good, BG feels very sad about it. And that can lead to diseases also, if you guys are not aware. What happens when people do not appreciate me? Am I able to absorb the sweetness of life? I cannot absorb the sweetness of life. If you are not able to absorb the sweetness of life, that leads to being pre-diabetic, diabetic. I changed instantly my need for perfectionism when I was learning courses, and one of our teachers said, perfectionism leads to cancer. And I'm like, yeah, did you say cancer? Am I being intelligent by doing that? Or am I being stupid by doing that? And I actually worked on myself in every time. So I first prepared the list of where was the need in me to be perfect all the time. Where was the need in me to be like unique and like I have to be creative. And every instances, I started using be on myself every day to tell myself, where is the need in me? Why do I have to do it? Why am I so addicted to it? What will happen if the room is a little bit of a mess? What will happen if, there is a simple poha when a guest comes? And if I offer them simply tea and a poha? Or there is like already there are a lot of snacks in the jars. And I would rather sit with them and enjoy that time. What will happen if I actually enjoy my time with my children sitting rather than preparing 10 items in the kitchen for them? And then I did a lot of multiple downloads on me for the same. And then I realized that the things which did not work for me. And I realized for anything to even become perfect, what do you require? You require to be persistent with it. If I go for a walk one day and the next day I have a reason for not to go there, is that going to help my body? So for anything, like probably like what Yashmi is saying, I have to be persistently take out 5 minutes time to make sure that the things go back in its place. Then probably it does not clutter so much. I just require to set certain rules for myself and which I have split properly, that this is my room time, this is my exercise time, this is my entertainment time, this is my family time, this is my work time. And persistently follow that up. So probably half the things which I had to push myself to make it perfect remains perfect and there is no problem there. Am I correct, Yashmi? If every day you are putting your things, how does your room clutter? If you every day, like if BG likes to prepare new things, once in a week, she decides that this is my day where I would like to create something new. Probably by the time guest comes, she already knows 10 new things to prepare. And she doesn't have to panic at that point of time. And she can still be very perfect and allow herself her creativity sense to sharpen up without prioritizing others. She is not doing it for them, she is doing it for herself. And that's a huge difference. Everything begins at your mind. So even if you require to do things your way, guys, change your mindset for it. Always remember persistency is the key. And what you prioritize, why are you prioritizing that? That is an important part. Because if you are not enjoying that, what you will do is, as Yashvi said, my life has become completely imperfect. The life becomes imperfect because we do not realize we procrastinate things which are at a higher priority for ourselves. Because cleaning room becomes my comfort zone. And I do not realize that probably I require to give more attention to my work, to my career, to my relationships. I procrastinate things which are at a higher priority, which are more important in life. And I will not prioritize myself for that. Yashmi and Beji, do you think it resonates to you? Yeah, if you guys have any question, please tell me. Yashmi, does that make sense to you? Yeah, she said, yes, it does. Beji, does that make sense to you? Yes, it does. So please make the list now, whoever had the need to perfect things. What are the important things of your life you are procrastinating? And what are the steps that you will take persistently? What is the time that you are aligning for it? Because these are all habits. And habits, we do not create it instantly in a minute. Habits require us to be done repeatedly. When I'm repeatedly creating something as my new habit, then in few days it becomes a new habit. Is that making sense to all? I have a good news to share with you, but before that, some downloads for the same. And we are actually starting the habit creation, the happiness habit for everyone. Whether it is the need for perfectionism, whether it is something in the physical body, because nowadays everyone is coming with one problem. Like suddenly, yesterday I was fine, and suddenly, like I got fever and I've got throat infection. There is a virus in the air, which is happening, and it's everywhere. So whether it is the health, whether it is the career, whether it is the relationship, whether it is a family dynamics which is not working for us, we require to create a habit which takes away our happiness from us. Samrita is saying, but for doing a job which is priority but can't make the time for it, as it's a long process. How to do that? But for doing a job which is a priority. Yeah, but when Amrita, you know the timing, that is your job time, is your job time, and your personal time is your personal time, probably you have clarity and you do not continue working once you are out from your job also. Probably if it is a 9 to 6 job, after 6, you deserve to have your own personal time. Or probably you require to understand that what is your time requirement for your personal assignments, for your family and for other things. And choose to find a suitable work profile which goes hand in hand with it. Because you are the only one who will decide that. But if you think that if I will not work after my work hours, And probably company will not give me a promotion. You're operating out of fear. Always remember, it is always the fear and the greed which makes you vulnerable, nothing else. What fear you are holding on to, and where are you being greedy about it? If you'll get both your answers, and if you can break the pattern of being fear free and greed free, it's your own business. Then probably it is more greed than the fear. Be less greedy about it. You are doing good. If it is your own business, there is no time limit for it. Then stop being greedy about it, Amrita. Know that other things are important. What are you doing that business for? To earn some good money. What will that money give you? Probably you think success. What will that give you? Probably have a better lifestyle. What will that give me? Happiness. The family, I'm doing it for my family, but you do not have time for the family. You're operating out of a lot of duality. Everyone who is doing it in the name of your family, did your family demanded it? Are your children demanding your time, or are they demanding your money? You first get your answers clearly. Then you tell me. And always ask, is that my fear? Is that my greed? Only fear and greed will make you vulnerable, nothing else. These are two major emotions. So let us first do the downloads for it. And guys, understand, in my 5 minutes downloads, I cannot create a new habit for you. Lately, I have been hearing from a lot of you are saying, but yeah, I regularly attend your sessions. Then how can I have a problem? It requires you have accumulated it from thousands of years, lifetimes, and not just your lifetimes, your ancestors. Do you have a genetic structure? And how on the earth you clear it once in a week in 40 minutes? I'm unable to clear my own stuff in 40 minutes. And we consistently clear our stuff. The minute something happens, since we are trained for it, we immediately ask, what belief of mine is causing me this? What can I do about it and change it? So please come out of your illusion that by attending 20 minutes, 40 minutes once in a week, all my problems should disappear. So would you all like to understand and know what it feels like to connect to your own strengths, to know what are your weaknesses, and to allow yourself to let go of the weaknesses from which you are operating, to let go of the fear, and to let go of the greed which makes you vulnerable? Would you like to know what it feels like to give your 100% to the things that you are choosing to do, and you have the clarity from Creator's definition and perspective of the seventh plane of Creator of all that is, of prioritizing things? You know what to prioritize, and that your soul is important. You are here for your soul and to prioritize your purpose of life, to prioritize the element of your soul, which is joy. You know how to live with joy and how to live happily. Would you like to know how to do things, to perform your responsibilities, and to do your daily day task, enjoying it, and to generate happiness while doing it without getting tired and fatigued, and without feeling burdensome, and without feeling it is too much? Would you like to know what it feels like to allow yourself to take charge of your life and release the need in you to let life take control of you? And that it is possible to release the need in you of competing with yourself and having to be perfect all the time. It is okay for you to give yourself rest time. Would you like to understand what it feels like to be persistent with the good habit creation, and that you understand being persistent with it through Creator's definition and perspective. You know what to be persistent with and what not to be persistent with. And you have clarity for everything that you do in life. You operate with clarity. And you have a choice. You have a choice to choose differently now. And you make wiser choices in life. You allow your intellect, your intuition, your inner wisdom to guide you with the same. And you allow yourself to operate with balance. It is safe and possible for you to operate with balance in every aspect of your life. You prioritize happiness over being perfect. You prioritize loving yourself over being perfect. You know how to do that with ease and grace. You know it is safe, it is possible, and you are deserving of a happy, balanced life and a very healthy body, mind, and soul. You have a growth mindset through Creator's definition and perspective of the seventh plane or Creator of all that is. Into every cell of your body, every area of your life, at all the four level of your beliefs, for each one's highest and best, for the highest and best possible way for each one now. Thank you, it is done, it is done, it is done. Creator, show me. Please say yes to receive all these feelings. Creator of all that is, it is commanded to download and instill all these feelings into everyone who says yes now and later while watching the video. For each one's highest and best, or probably listening to the audio, into their higher selves, if there are any viruses in the body which are harming them, on those viruses and bacteria to be converted into harmless substance as these feelings be downloaded into them now, into their angel guides, the spirit guides, and for all that they are, for their past, present, and future version of themselves. These feelings be instilled into each one now at the level of their receptivity, allowing themselves to be the better version of themselves. Thank you. Passing unconditional love, light, and healing to everyone. You all can open your eyes. Yeah. So from May, Cesta is actually beginning for the entire year. Like every month, we come up with a topic for which we'll create a new habit for that one thing that we create. So, for example, in the May month, we will be working on fear of commitment. And even if some of you will tell me that, oh, I'm very committed, but in probably certain aspects of your life, majority relationship issues come because there is a fear of commitment, what you have witnessed in your parents' relationship. Probably your career growth doesn't happen because of fear of commitment. If a child has witnessed mother not giving time because she was busy and a very successful career woman, when this child grows up, subconsciously, child feels my mother is never available to me emotionally. And when she grows up and she has an opportunity, she will not take it. So if you think I'm doing everything and I'm not able to do that, it is the fear of commitment. You're not prioritizing yourself. And if you tell me, yeah, but Sangeeta, I don't have time to do that, it's commitment to your own self. So you will not even realize how many things you are holding on to which is actually fear of commitment, whether it is the marriage not happening, whether it is the partner, whether it is a relationship issue, whether even it is a money issue. There's so many times I tell people, yeah, but you are capable, why don't you do it? But what do I do? It's a fear of commitment. So you may not even have an understanding of where the fear of commitment actually leads you to, which means it requires a lot of introspection to identify where is that coming from and then to change it. Because then every day I'm realizing where is that coming from and that one thing. Otherwise, it is overwhelming for people. So what we are coming up for you guys is to have the worksheets for you where, every day you will listen to what you are supposed to do, that one activity which is not taking much of your time, probably 5 minutes. But the thought is there with you, so you have it with you. The next day, there is another activity. Third day, there is one more activity. You will have a Facebook group support. You will have a WhatsApp group support for that activity throughout the month. And it will be for like 5 days, 7 days, 21 days, depending on each thing. And for the fear of commitment, on the 8th day, I will personally come and we will do the release, mass release for it. All the beliefs, the downloads, meditations, using the B technique, everything. Because it is stored in the cellular memories. So only with my awareness am I able to change it? No. Because it's stored so deep rooted. It is so deep rooted. It is like probably my third generation ancestor experienced it and I fail to understand why am I not doing it. And after that, if you have enrolled it for the entire year, that recording will be with you for the entire month. For example, for the entire May month. And then again, we will be there with you next 7 days, asking you like, now put yourself on the scale because you have to track yourself. These are all emotional things. It's not physical, it is abstract in nature. I have to give it a physical form. Right? So once I track it, it becomes a new reality for me. And it requires max 21 days to create a new neuropath. So the meditation will be there, like every day, just listen to it. As you just listen to it, it starts creating. And by the time you have created and have identified this one thing that these are the things in my life and you are there, by then the next month will be a new topic. And again, the same exercise. So you get in a habit of thinking differently. You get in a habit of a regular cleanse and you have the tool and you have the assistance from the masters who have understand. Like I have masters identifying people's patterns. I've been doing it for years now. And I've worked with thousands of people doing that. So either me or Richa will be doing that because this is what we have invested ourselves into mastering it. We are coming with your problem. If you will tell that, probably perfectionism, we want, because you think you are not persistent, you are persistent, but you are persistently asking yourself to keep your room clean. So what is that you want to be persistent with? That is what requires to be changed, which is making you happy. So the entire program is called Happiness Habit. Happiness is a state of being and we require to create it as a habit and bringing the balance back because your emotions are the root cause of it. Guys, we have come up with a very reasonable price for it for everyone because that is our aim and our mission at Cesta now to reach out to the mass. So you guys think you can afford 80 rupees for yourself per day? Please take the yearly package. Are you worth 80 rupees? Is your value worth 80 rupees or you think you are not worth 80 rupees? Then tell me, Sangeeta, I'm not worth 80 rupees. Then tell me that. So that is 80 rupees a day. It comes out to some, like if you take monthly thing, then the prices are still the same. It is 2,100 rupees per month, because the recording will remain then only for 7 days for you. If you book for the entire year, which again comes in like somewhere around 25,000, with GST, it goes to somewhere around 29,000 or something for the entire year, 365 days. Even with GST, it comes out to 80 rupees a day. But then you are creating a habit and you are committing. And that's why fear of commitment is the first one. Commit to yourself for your happiness. Take the entire, so you are doing it. If any particular one day, if you think, when the release class is there and I cannot do it, the classes are at the evening time, works perfectly fine for all the countries. Whether it is US, whether it is UK, whether it is any country, everyone can do it. So if you feel that that is what is the case, if you think your family doesn't understand, you can gift it to them. That's why we have made it very reasonable so people can gift it to them. So we will show you the entire thing next time, but it begins from May. Join that. There will be powerful releases, powerful meditations, and moreover, creating a new habit for it. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, we'll definitely do it next time. We'll take all your questions for the same. So, but for now, allow yourself this entire week to be persistent with the things which are making you happier. Let go of the things which are blocking you, even if that is what defines perfectionism for you. To know what you are doing requires to be persistently doing it and prioritizing yourself. Sounds good? So have a very fantastic week till we see you next Thursday. Love you all. See you all next Thursday. Bye.